Good morning, friends, and welcome back. I am Patty Elhoff, the author of Upcycle with Decoupage, and this week I thought that we would take this simple basket, pretty sure I got it at the Goodwill, and decoupage it and paint it so that it looks like this. And if you remember last week, I decoupaged a little girl's bike and I wanted to add this basket in the same pattern to the bike, and I will show you how we can get this done. Now, to keep everything consistent, I'm using the same spray paint that I used on the bike on this basket, and that is a flat finish white spray paint. And you want to make sure you go at it through from all different angles so that you get into all of these grooves. And this is so much easier than if you were to try to use a paintbrush. And I'm also painting the inside with this spray paint and the back. So I'm just going to put this aside to dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to take this aqua pen. All of these supplies are available on my website, although I can't guarantee this pattern of napkin because they sell out very quickly. And the link to my website is just below. You can also use a fine artist's paintbrush to do this. You just want to wet the tip and go around the part of the napkin that you want to tear away, and you want to make sure that the background color of your napkin matches the spray paint. You may have used an off-white type of color, so just make sure the napkins you're using, the background also has an off-white color. This really works best when you just stick with a white spray paint and a white background to your napkin. And I'm just going to tear away several little pieces of the napkin that I would like. And make sure you don't separate the napkin yet. I'm tearing away any of these hard edges too. So you don't want to separate the napkin. You want to keep it 3-ply until you're ready to decoupage. Now I'm going to separate the napkins so it's just the top ply that we're working with. And I'm doing a dry run here. Before I paste anything down, I want to make sure these are all going into a place where they will look appealing to me. And then, once I'm happy with that, you notice the background color of the napkin is white, just like the basket. This is going to make it look like it's painted on. This is napkin decoupage glue, which I have listed right on my Facebook page for you, so you can just take the link. And I'm using a paintbrush and a piece of saran wrap. Now what I'm going to do is paint the napkin decoupage glue onto the surface and use this saran wrap to press this napkin down. So I'm taking my brush and I'm putting a lot of decoupage glue on it. And this is the napkin decoupage glue. It really does make a difference. I'm just going to fast forward this using a larger brush. And you want to get into all of those crevices and then take your napkin piece, place it down. Now you want to pull it a tiny bit and tamp it down because we're trying to avoid any wrinkles. So you just pull it lightly so there's no wrinkles. But now take the saran wrap, pull it tightly and down hard over your surface. Use your fingers to press the napkin in. I'm going a bit more gentle than it looks like here, but I do want this napkin to go right into the weave. So I'm pressing it down using my finger. And now when you pull the saran wrap away, it looks like this part of the napkin has been painted on. I'll pull the saran wrap and you pull the saran wrap away and you can see what I mean. So there we go. And now I'm just going to go all around the outside. But for the smaller pieces, I'm using a technique called the dry technique. And that means I'm placing the napkin down onto a dry surface, loading that brush with a lot of the napkin decoupage glue, and starting in the center, I'm going to press down and go out. Now you can see how that is pressing the napkin right into all of those grooves. And again, you want to start in the center and work your way out. This way you avoid wrinkles, you avoid tears. And again, it's going to look like this napkin is painted on. Now I'm just going to go around the rest of the surface, and with these smaller pieces, I'm going to do the dry technique. For larger pieces, it's best to use the saran wrap technique, where you place the napkin decoupage glue down, then the napkin, then use the saran wrap. By the way, we're going to need these brushes, so it's a good idea to place them under some saran wrap. You can use that same piece, and then put a wet cloth, a wet rag over top of them. This way they won't dry out, and when you're ready to use them in the next step, you can just go right back and pick them up. Now once your basket has dried, you want to go back in and apply a coat of decoupage glue over the whole surface, the front, the back, every single place that you've decoupaged, but even over the paint, so this gives it a nice consistent look. Then you want to put that aside to dry, and once it's completely dry, you want to add your top coat. And I want to mention a few things about the top coat of the varnish. You may want a matte finish on here, in which case you could use a brush and brush on the matte finish, the high gloss. I am keeping this outside, and for me, I'm going to need to use something called spar varnish, which is a high gloss, but it's also got a UV protectant in it, and it's waterproof. But it's up to you as to which top coat you would like to use on this, but you do want to add a varnish over your whole piece. You'll notice that I attached the basket to the bike that I decoupaged last week. The link to that video will be right below this one if you'd like to go and take a look at that. But here's how our completed project looks, the basket that we just completed. And I wanted to mention I have a brand new website, which is just Upcycle Decoupage. If you enter that in the search, it will come right up, where you can shop for these products. But I am also now adding a bunch of links onto my Facebook page to make it much easier for you to shop. So the napkin decoupage glue, some napkins, you can search any napkins you want once you're on my site, will be over on my Facebook page. If you go over to Upcycle with Decoupage on Facebook and you click like and follow the page, you'll be notified every week when I put a new video out. The new video will show up in your feed. And I also now have links over to my website, which goes right through Amazon, and you can do all of your shopping over there. So in the meantime, my friends, thank you so much for subscribing. I love hearing from you. I love to get all of your questions and comments. I try to get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope you are having a lovely summer. I will see you next week with another video. Thanks again, friends. Bye-bye.